have an iPod Touch, so I'm familiar with several things in the operating system itself. But there is more multitasking, and it's very similar to the WebOS that was put out by Palm years back, right?
Well, they said with this thing, like, I mean, the iOS has done multitasking in the past, but it was only usually for applications that Apple wanted to make run, say, like your music or whatever, so they can optimize the battery. But then they're claiming that every single app will offer multitasking. They say, like, and it will provide excellent battery life still. We'll see about that. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you sound better, Rick.
Yeah, I sound better. Good. Go me.
One of the
Go
other...
meat.
Go you!
Meat!
Meats. Go meat.
Oh, meat. What? Why?
I don't know.
Hot Pockets?
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
I didn't have it queued up. I'm sorry, boys. App Store auto updates. You don't have to manually update every goddamn app you have on your phone. And again, one of the things that, and I don't know if this is going to be incredibly similar to how Android is, but Android's the same way. You can select what apps that you have to be auto updated. Like you're just like, oh, I use this all the time. Sure, auto update the shit out of it. But they break it down into auto updates and installed things that you do manually in Google Play. So I don't know. I'm assuming this the App Store auto updates is going to be very similar to that. So you can look forward to that. And then a smarter Siri. Siri's signature robotic voice is getting an overhaul. A redesigned version of the personal assistant comes with the option of a male or female voice. Both more natural sounding than the original. So yeah, you get like what? Hugo Chavez as the male voice?
I hope so.
Dude, I want Darth Vader as the voice.
I just want Fred back. Like good old fitter, happier Fred.
Yeah. Where's Fred
I'd
at?
like to find your way. Or something like that.
I know the way to Krispy Kreme donuts. Need a chainsaw?
Can we get like Yoda or something? That'd be cool.
I'm just waiting for Chris to do a Yoda impression right there, but
No. I'm keeping it under wraps.
oh, all right.
Christopher Walken would be the best voice
Saving
for me.
Saving
I
it for
can't
later.
do Christopher Walken.
Because I would like it to actually randomly go on a rant for no real... Like, you'll just be walking around and be like,
Chris.
have you ever picked up a dime?
Keep going, Scott. That was excellent.
Fucking lying. Rip your head off.
And I want more cowbell.
One of the other things was iOS for cars. I guess there's some manufacturers that are going to be producing cars adding this particular feature in 2014. Basically, you hook your iPhone up or your iPod Touch, I'm assuming, to the USB port in the car, and it's going to display, I guess, the operating system on your big touchscreen display.
Yeah, lots of us have been like wanting this for a long time, and when they brought it up, I'm just like, and then there you go, half-mast again, and then I see the list of of cars that are available, I'm like, oh, and so I imagine Ford is locked into their sync thing with Microsoft for a while, so much for me getting that in my new car.
Yeah, it's gonna be what the supporting cars or manufacturers are gonna be Kias, Hondas, and Jaguars and Ferraris. You know, for those.
There's also like
Ferrari-owning
Chevy,
motherfuckers out there.
Mercedes. There's a bunch of them. I think it's everybody but Ford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's really weak. And then one other thing I want to touch on before we move into the hardware is Apple joins the streaming music race, iTunes Radio. Basically, it's like Pandora.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So they're getting in late to the music race. But the difference between Pandora and iTunes Music, or Radio, I'm sorry, couldn't find the title of that. But it if you listen to a song, it's very similar to Pandora, but you listen to a song, right? You're listening to Pandora, and you like a song, you have the choice to buy it right from iTunes. That's the kind of the major difference between Pandora and iTunes Radio. So they're offering that. Kind of late on that one, I think, but you know, this should bring some profit to them a little bit. I think.
Doesn't say. I wonder how much they're hoping. I wonder how much they're hoping that that's going to jack sales of individual songs and stuff.
I think it'll help.
No, for sure.
And then I guess that's all we have to say about that. I mean, these are all minor things, but let's get into some hardware.
Now we're gonna get another commercial. The iPhone is the phone most music is purchased on.
I know.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, there's no mistake. I mean, Billy in the chat room is right. He says, shocker, any way to get more money. Well, of course. I mean, that's what they're...
No, but that's every company, though.
Well, yeah, sure. They got to find different avenues and spread out and branch out and offer different features, and that can make them money. Sure, fuck yeah, who wouldn't? But in the hardware side of things, the new MacBook Air came out, and Chris,
even thinner.
I don't think it's thinner this time around. But Chris,
hairs are like a sheet of plywood.
It is 2 hairs thin. 2 scrotum hairs thin, maybe.
Ooh.
Well, then it just like whined all over the place.
So, Chris, what's going on with these new MacBook
The
Airs?
MacBook scrote.
Oh.
Is that Yoda?
It comes with its own merkin.
The MacBook scrote teabagging its way into stores in the fall.
Swinging a big load.
Your wallet and your heart.
Hey.
No, what? They just got like a new processor. Finally got like the Haswell processor in it, which is great. They bumped up the battery in it. I think like the actual hard drive size, not the storage size, but the actual physical size shrunk so that they could bring up the battery. And now the 13-inch goes up to 12 hours, and you can interpret that phrase any way you want, folks. If you just tuned in right as I said the 13-inch should get 12 hours, then it's probably going to be a better show for you.
Yeah.
It's really good Viagra.
Nice.
Really good Viagra, man.
The new Airs begin shipping today.
Yeah.
You cut the music.
No,
Oh, no. $999 for the 11-inch?
Ow!
Please.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
You guys are so into this tech.
They're nice
Like,
upgrades. It's all.
Does the Air already have the Retina display on it?
No.
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 Why not?
See, then how come they don't? Then why wouldn't they add that to this as well? I mean, it's the Retina display is already on the MacBook Pros. Why not put it on the Airs?
I don't, because that's for next year, Rick. You know, Apple, they crippled the technology, and so they can have something to release next year. That's how Apple works.
Mm-hmm. Incremental updates.
Yeah.
I don't want you to add all stuff.
That's why.
Speaking of updates,
Yeah.
though, let's put the heel on the ass of this thing. The new Mac Pro finally was announced.
Finally.
And those of you who own a bazooka tube bass drum for like the back of your car, it looks just like one of those, or a trash can.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in the show notes, Aaron.
I love it. I think it looks cool.
No, it looks stellar. And nice thing, what was it? Phil Schiller came out when he unveiled it and stuff. What do you say? Like, Apple can't innovate anymore, my ass, or something like that. Got a big old applause from everybody. But it's the boards are. It doesn't have like multiple. It has one cooling tube through it, I guess. Yeah, cooling tube. It draws in air through the bottom and pushes it out through the top. And seeing how the 3 boards are like all the components form kind of this triangle around the cooling tube, it just needs like one channel for all the air to go through, and keeps supposed to keep everything nice and cool.
Yeah, it's hard to really kind of imagine this, but I mean, obviously this is radio. We really can't show anyone pictures, but imagine like a cylinder with the hole cut out and recessed, and inside that recess there's a fan drawing air through the whole unit itself, cooling all the components on the inside. I mean, it's an ingenious design. It really is.
I think as ingenious as giving it a bit much.
No, it's brilliant.
It's
For
very
cool.
It's
brilliant.
something
I agree.
different, which is what they should be doing, trying for stuff like that.
And that is
it has no optical drive on it. Any type of expansion you want to do other than like some RAM or something is gonna be like done through Thunderbolt 2, which it's got a shitload of.
Right. And there, I mean, Rick, on your Facebook page this week, there was some people commenting like how awesome this was, and I was like, yeah, it looks awesome, and I'm sure it is awesome, but for future upgrades and stuff, this thing's going to be a piece of shit. Like, if you're looking to upgrade, this is not a normal tower where you could throw in more RAM, maybe a different hard drive on this. I don't know, but
it's another Apple Cube.
Yeah, it's another cube. That's exactly right. Another toaster. And the upgradability of this, you better order it the way you want it to begin with from Apple, because that's pretty much all you're going to get. The upgrading path on this is there's none.
Yeah, and what was it? It's really small too. It's only like it's almost 10 inches tall. I mean, it's really tiny compared to next to the old Mac Pros. But then again, the old Mac Pros, you could like knock somebody in a coma with those things.
You could kill somebody with one.
Yeah, I don't know what I thought when I looked at this thing for the first time. I'm like, I don't know how anybody's expected to put this into a rack mount or anything. It's just, are you gonna hang it from the ceiling or whatever? It looks like a butt plug that does. It looks like a butt plug that doesn't get thin at the top. It's a cigarette lighter.
Yeah. Speaking of scrote, where's the scrote? Some of the technical, for the nerds out there, some of the technical takeaways on this is it's bumping a 12-core Intel Xeon processor, dual AMD FirePro GPUs. That's standard, by the way. 1866 megahertz DDR3 RAM with error correction memory. That's really good at 60 gigaflops, and PCIe flash storage with up to 1.25 gigabit speed read. Gigawatts. And the system promises 7 teraflops of graphics performance, and it also supports 4K displays. So if you're big into, I don't know, what would you use a 4K display? I guess movie production. You'd use a 4K display, maybe. But it's also bumping 4 USB 3.0 ports on the back, 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. What the hell do you need 2 gigabit?
Gigabit
Ethernet ports. One for your network and one to go online.
They are supporting Breakout 3.
Super Breakout. But the whole design for this was to be able to cool down the what they call the unified thermal core. So it's cooling down the GPU. So while you're rendering like massive 4K files, it's going to keep it all under control. Temperature-wise.
I have a feeling this is a thing that After Effects people and stuff like that are going to go nuts, because especially as we start to move toward higher end HD, and they're talking about 4K. The processing on that and the render time is just ridiculous. I mean, I see how long it takes me to render a 1080i file now. I can't imagine how long a 4K file is going to take.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the standard. It's standard dual GPUs, so they mean business. I mean, it's something pretty cool, I suppose. I probably wouldn't buy something like this in terms of expandability, but you can be damn well sure that I'm going to try and get my work to buy me one of these.
What do you guys guesstimate the price tag is?
I don't.
Starting at 3 at least.
You think so?
2 or 3, yeah.
I'm start at 3 coming with monitors and all that stuff, or is it just
no. I bet you I'm there with Scott. I bet you this starts around 3, like $24.99 to 3.
Yep. It's how you feel the bass in your wallet.
And the $24.99 one will like blow ass.
I'm wondering if they're going to do it, and it's going to if they're going to revamp some of their monitors and stuff to go with it to match, to kind of have that same black sleek look to it.
Does Apple sell any 4K displays right now?
No.
They will now.
No. Yeah, you're right. So I would have to think that there's going to be an upgrade to their monitors then too.
Yeah, the Mac, they're saying the Mac Pro will be coming sometime later in 2013, probably in the fall. So yeah, expect some 4K monitor releases then as well.
With the exhaust on the top of this thing, I'm just counting down for like the guy who like sets his like a slice of pizza or something, like a plate on top of this thing, blocks off the airflow, and it's like, oh shit, my computer's melting.
And those are all going to be made here in Texas.
Yeah, it's made, designed in California, made in the U.S.
Yep, this will be the first full. I think it's the first full one to be built fully in the U.S.
It's the first computer to be built in the U.S. Period. I think
probably. But now the other question that comes to that: does that mean that Apple's going to start gearing to bring more stuff over here, or are they going to keep kind of doing it like they're doing it?
I think if they bring more stuff over, they're going to help their market share out a lot.
They're starting to do that. They're going to be. You're going to see this more and more from Apple. They're going to be making certain products in their lineup over here, and this is the first. I mean, they've built fab plants over here now. they're slowly starting to move things out of China and over here. So
they're gonna reopen the old GM plant